Let's get one thing straight. Setbacks are annoying. 1 minute you are fine, then boom, that thing happens that leads you to spiral out of control. But that's fine. But if you keep spiraling, that's not good for anyone. All your progress can vanish in the blink of an eye. But don't worry, I have a story to tell. Stay to the end of this video for some useful tips for how to come back on top after having a setback. There was a really interesting event at the Oscars in 2022, and unless you've been sleeping under a rock, you probably know what this event is. During this event, comedian Chris Rock was hosting, and he was doing the whole wisecracking routine, ripping into the audience, which was full of accomplished actors. And that was what he was there to do, was create a very fun atmosphere, especially since the Oscars was declining in viewership for many years. There was a joke that didn't land too well with one actor and his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith. This prompted Will Smith to go up to Chris Rock in an unscripted moment and slap him in the face.
Oh, wow! Wow!
Keep my wife's name out your f***ing mouth!
This event is actually incredible for many reasons. After the slap, so later on in the night, Will Smith actually won an Oscar for his performance in the movie King Richard, where he gave a teary-eyed speech to lots of confused reactions. It overshadows so many talented people that would have been getting recognition for their efforts in the industry for that night. Artists, directors, special effects supervisors, people that might not have been getting recognition, people that had well-deserved recognition that should have been coming their way, but then it was just interrupted and overshadowed by Will Smith's arrogance. But namely, it overshadowed Chris Rock on the night. And after the slap happened, you could just see his reaction. He just looks completely shocked. And as coverage of the night continued, people started backing Chris, understandably. In this whole time period, Chris was very careful not to say anything. But then after time and reflection, a big boom happened. Adverts, comedy specials. His face was pretty much everywhere. He was going hard on Will Smith for what he had done. After such an embarrassing and humiliating moment in front of millions of people, he turned such a low into like a massive high. And if you compare this to Will Smith, he was given a 10-year ban from the Academy. He was dropped from movie projects. And it's actually crazy to see two people have completely different experiences in the same instant. Well, we all have down moments, probably not down moments where we get slapped in front of millions of people by an accomplished actor, down moments, but they still do happen. For me, I got a couple parking and road fines in the space of a couple weeks, which, yeah, that's not very fun. It's just something that happens. Now, I want to make a deep dive into something, and this is something I'm actually quite passionate about. This is Darren Hardy's compound effect. And the main idea of the book is that momentum is created when consistent actions are done frequently. Like a playground roundabout gaining speed or a rocket ship trying to break orbit and get into space. Although these concepts are quite different in their execution, like a lot of momentum is used to get a roundabout to go fast. A lot of rocket fuel is burnt to get that ship to break orbit. Once momentum is created though, it is a self-fulfilling prophecy, which is really hard to stop. So if you're in a bad place, maybe you've lost your job or you're going for a breakup, dramatic things like this can halt your momentum. The saying is, it's a lot easier to stay up than to get up. Now, if you've had a setback, here are a couple things that are worth taking note. The impact of small wins. Now, this is a very powerful thing to me, and that is because having good habits is really fundamental to grounding you in a positive state of mind. Now, going back to another book, this is The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg, a fantastic book, and he talks about this idea of keystone habits. Keystone habits are those habits which, by having them in your life, allow you to access other habits as a result. And this can be good and bad. For example, when I wake up, I get out of bed, and when I do, I make my bed straight away. Around the same time, if I go to the bathroom, I usually brush my teeth because that's where my toothbrush is. After that, I might spend a couple minutes cleaning or organizing my room. And according to Duhigg in the book, keystone habits say that success doesn't depend on getting every single thing right, but instead relies on identifying a few key priorities and fashioning them into powerful levers. Now, if you're in a bad place, you're feeling beaten down by life, what you want to do is establish how you can get those small wins as quickly as possible. What's the keystone habits that are going to allow you to access more powerful, positive habits that are going to make you feel a lot better about yourself? And another point is, remember the power of consistency. Now, the reason why I love gym is because it mentally conditions yourself. It's the fact that everyone loves the results of going to the gym. Everyone loves their arms getting bigger, abs popping out. I love that shit. Even at the best of times, going to the gym is a struggle. I could be on my way to the gym and I'm still thinking of reasons why I just shouldn't go. Now to quote Mike Tyson, discipline is doing what you hate to do, but to do it like you love it. But this doesn't just apply to gym. Whatever is your purpose, if you do it regularly enough, it gets built in your DNA. That's how the habit, going back to the previous point, gets built. But going back to fitness, applying this to myself, I know that there's days where I don't want to go to the gym. I've mentioned this before. At my boxing club, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we have HIIT workouts, bag circuits, pad work, maybe a bit of sparring if you can get that in. I'll be honest, sometimes I'm at work and then I'm just enjoying work because I know that I've got this horrible workout ahead of me. But because I go regularly on Tuesdays and Thursdays, it actually becomes quite hard not to do the workout because it's been established that anything else I do on that day in the evening, it's just going to be weird. It's not going to feel natural. By regularly doing something that it just feels natural to you, even if it's something that you dislike, that's how it becomes a habit. Even if I know I'm going to be staying for a small amount of time, even if I know that I'm tired, I've had a really bad day at work, I'm still mentally conditioning myself that it's unacceptable to do anything but gym on these days. Obviously, this doesn't just apply to gym, but this can apply to anything where a routine needs to be created. Now, just to bring things down a bit, you know, with all the self-development and productivity books you can read and videos you can watch, sometimes nothing better than having something that's just a bit more, I guess, realistic. Sometimes the best thing you need to do is just not worry. Bad things do happen in life. Sometimes you just can't prepare for what's around the corner, no matter how disciplined you are. Everyone gets upset. As the saying goes, and I've been saying a lot of sayings this video, is that tough times don't last, tough people do. I think any time that I feel like I'm going through something difficult, I always reflect how quickly time goes and how quickly even this year has gone. It's been almost 12 months. It feels like it's just getting started. So you should never underestimate the passage of time in helping you get over things that you think are setbacks, because it's natural. In the moment, you think it's the most horrible thing ever, but give it just a couple weeks. If it's not a couple weeks, give it a couple months. Like, it's not the event that's bad, it's just you dwelling on it that keeps it there. It creates like a blockage, like an emotional blockage, and then you're just like, oh, I can't get over this thing. Sometimes what you've just got to do is just wait it out and just take things one day at a time. You'll be okay. I think with setbacks, you've got to use that as a bouncing pad to get wherever you want to get to. Anyways, that is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this, comment, like, and subscribe, and I'm sure I'll see you in the next video. Onwards and upwards. Have a good day.